Hello, beautiful souls. This is Amanda Ray, the intuitive healer and psychic reader of theamandaray.com. I'm here at the Calico Cat Tea House in Nanaimo, BC, and I'm here to do a pick a card reading for you. So today's topic is all about business, specifically if you're an entrepreneur. If you're in business working for someone, you can still get messages here, but you might just have to change the context just a little bit. So just keeping that in mind as we're moving forward. So as always, make sure that you take some deep breaths before choosing your cards. It will help you get more connected with your heart and soul before picking a pile so that you're picking the messages that are most aligned with you. Sometimes more than one pile might have messages for you. So if you have a hard time choosing between two piles, please go ahead and watch both. There will be timestamps below so you can, excuse me, you can fast forward specifically to the pile you've chosen. There's different ways that you can connect with me down below as well in the description box. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up so that I know you like it. Leave a comment, let me know what resonated or what kind of topics you'd like to see next. Totally willing to do custom pick a card readings for the masses. So without further ado, here we go. So today we have 3 card piles. This is number 1, number 2, and number 3. So again, close your eyes, take a deep breath, maybe a couple deep breaths, and then choose the pile that you feel most connected with. If you need more time, please pause the video and then just hit play when you're ready to continue. I'm going to go ahead and jump in on pile number 1. So we have the yin and yang, number 22. Man holding a heart. The sunshine is a little bit difficult to get a good angel of balance. Appreciation. Let's see. Sweetness. My hand's in the way. Artist. Engaging in artistic activities is beneficial to your career and other areas of your life. So, seems like you're better able to see them when I lay them down. I'm just going to slide these ones out here. There we go. And forgiveness. Last one here. So, in regards to business, you know, we have 2 balance cards coming up right here, the yin and yang and the angel of balance. So to me right away, this is saying you're going all in or you're going all out when it comes to your business. And you just need to bring it back in rather than like having the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. Create somewhat of a schedule for yourself here. And they're saying you need a little bit more structure. You're very creative, you know, so it makes it a little difficult to be in that structure and have that plan, but make it a manageable plan. I'm feeling a lot of fiery energy, so you might have a fire sun sign, and it's so easy to be so motivated and like make a very ambitious plan, but then all of a sudden you can't fulfill that plan because, you know, the next day you're just like, yeah, like I need some rest, but you're trying to push, and it's creating a lot of imbalance for you. And the next thing that's coming up here is this appreciation and forgiveness cards. You know, sweetness is kind of tied in here too, but this appreciation card, she's holding this rose and she's holding a handkerchief in her hand. And she's trying to hold herself all proud and trying to carry herself, but it's more than that. You have to really stop and smell the roses. You have been putting in a lot of work. Like, you have been, even though it's been a bit inconsistent, even though you're being hard on yourself, you're trying to push yourself too hard, too fast. But if you take stock of where you were a year ago, you are in a completely different space than you are now. Now, the front end of your business might look very similar, but the back end, how you process things, how you get through things, all of that is really, really up leveled over the past year, maybe year and a half. So you need to start appreciating yourself a little bit more for what you have done, even though you have very big goals and you still want to be going after them. That's perfectly fine. But stop and do that self reflection. It will make a very big difference for you in the long run. The sweetness. Um, she's sitting there connecting with animals. So, like, if you have a pet, spend some time with them and just enjoy their presence a little more than you are enjoying their presence. Right now, they're working kind of like a therapy dog for you. Um, they come to you when you really need it, and you're doing the basic needs, but you're very distracted. So really connect with that. And if you don't have pets and you have kids, same message would apply. Like, really just get in there and connect with them, because you've been really ambitious on the business side of things, which is a good thing. It's not that it's a bad thing, but it's just time to bring more of that balance, the yin yang and the angel of balance, right? It's time to take a step up. Now, in conjunction with this appreciation card, looking back and taking stock of how many improvements and how much you've changed over the last year, you need to start forgiving yourself for the things you feel like you haven't done that you thought you would. I'm feeling huge pressure, like perfectionist, or just being really hard on yourself, being your own worst critic. And if you could do some forgiveness work for yourself, that would be fantastic. I will make a mirror work video in another video here that I will post. That mirror work would be really great for you. Louise Hay has written entire books on that. If you've read them or heard of them, or you could find that book and read it to really get into this forgiveness work, but it will go a long way. You can see the energy connected through this forgiveness card. It's like it just unleashes your interpersonal power when you're able to forgive yourself and move forward. The last card here, this man holding a heart. If you're in a romantic relationship, this person is super supportive of everything you're doing in business. Whatever significant other, depending if you're male, female, and what your romantic relationship it looks like. Your significant other is very much supportive of you, but sometimes they're having a hard time always taking the back seat. And it's not that they're not happy to do that with you and really like help you strive to reach your goals, but you have to sometimes slow down, bring a little bit more balance into your life, and bring a little bit more connection. They're yearning for a bit more connection with you. So like maybe it's like a specific date night where you just like turn off all phones, go out, do something you haven't done for a while, or even just, like staying home and just disconnecting from all electronics. But they're yearning for that connection, and they may be showing it in little strange ways. Like they may be just going to bed early, or they might be a little tired or unmotivated, just like a little mopey maybe. So if you're noticing that, that's just kind of your cue to, like take a step back and start nourishing that connection again. Now, I'm being brought back to this appreciation card. You're very good at seeing all the things happening and the underlying reasons behind things, but you're not very appreciative of yourself and of others. You're very much like a high standards kind of person. So, spending some time working on gratitude. If you haven't done so already, start a gratitude practice where every morning you make a list and you can choose a number. Starting with 3 things is pretty achievable. So starting with three things, these are things I'm grateful for today. And, continuing on, you can do that randomly throughout the day. Anytime you're feeling overwhelmed, you can, revert back to that gratitude, but also doing it at the end of the evening. Taking it a step further and not just sharing that gratitude list with yourself, but focusing on other people. And if you have a significant other, tell them, hey, these are things I appreciate about you. I really thank you for being there and supporting me and, like stepping up to cook supper when my meetings run late and, just whatever it is that you are appreciating of them. And make sure it's authentic. People can feel that authenticity. So, really working on that forgiveness, appreciation, and gratitude, bringing that balance back into your life will be huge for you. I feel like there's a lot of good energy in and behind the business that you're running. Um, it's just a matter of keeping yourself running at optimum in order to hit the goals that you're setting. Your goals are achievable, even though they might be pushing your comfort zones, but you have to just kind of reel it in a little bit. Find the balance where you can consistently do things, create a little bit more structure for yourself, that artist. And maybe you have an artistic type business. Maybe you create and sell some kind of art. And this is all good, but you just need that little bit of structure. And it doesn't have to be structure around the creation of your products and services. It can be structure in the back end and how it all flows. If you're at the point where you can hire out, I would get like a business strategist or someone that's good with like funnels and like that flow, so that you can get a little bit more structure in how things are working, because right now it just seems like you're getting relatively good success just throwing things out there. So that is pile one. Thank you so much for joining me, pile one. We will be moving on to pile number two here. So pile number two, we have indecision, cornucopia, the temple path, learning experience, music. Your connection to music is healing for yourself and others, as well as the situation will improve. So right away, I'm drawn up to the temple path and indecision over here. Sorry, I know all the cards are over here in the sunshine, so it's a little easier to focus in. So it's like you're on the precipice of change, or it's within your business, your personal life, living situation, something. There's major changes that you have to decide on and try to figure out which direction you're going. Now, you are surrounded by blessings. That cornucopia, they are really pulling that in, saying, we're here to support you. We have all the things you need. And they're sending you signs. Like there's the same butterfly on both cards here. I'm not sure if I can get that focused in. You can see this butterfly here, and it's also right here. They are sending you signs of which path to take, and you might just not be perceiving them. So they might be sending you coins, they might be sending you feathers, they might be sending you number sequences, actual like knocking sounds. You might be hearing messages, any way that you perceive messages. Now, they're also saying that you're discrediting those messages a little bit because you're still feeling really unsure because your mind is taking you on a roller coaster. So, if you look in my videos on my channel, there is a video about how to make energetic decisions that align you with your heart and soul path. Watch that. That will help you in making these decisions. Now, it's like you're trying to skip through the decision making and get right to the action part. And they're saying, no, you gotta just go through the decision, go through lining all of this up, because each step is happening exactly in perfect timing. You are surrounded by blessings. You've never been put out. Even though things can be challenging at times, you're always provided for, and when there's no way, a way has been made. And as you reflect, you're going to know that hands down, that is what was happening. you are meant to be like a healing temple, um, a beacon of light, if you will, for other people in this life. Now, if you're a healer or something like that, or someone that dives into the spiritual realm of things, this is specifically talking at you. If you have some other kind of business, you still provide that light for people, even though it's not in the classic, like offering card readings and messages from spirit kind of way. Now, you have to nurture that side of yourself to be able to match the business goals you have, because in order for you to reach the large business goals you have to come up in your spirituality as well. You know, there has to be that balance for you. And taking that time to meditate if you haven't already, or pray, taking time to go spend time in nature and release your worries, just really bringing more connection, spiritual connection into your life. And whatever that means for you, it could be crystals, could be incense, tea, it could be going to the spa, getting a massage, getting some energy healing, going and getting a card reading. But it's really saying you need to incorporate more spirituality into your life because you shine that light in other people's lives. You might even be a coach. You are someone that really helps and encourages, counselor, therapist, something that helps people through really hard times. So you have to acknowledge that part of yourself and, you know, move forward appropriately there. Now, learning experience, she's holding a white dove, and this normally for me symbolizes opportunities. So you've been presented with some opportunities that maybe didn't turn out exactly as you wanted to. You felt really good about them, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, didn't turn out so good. And this may have happened several times, and it's making you a little bit gun shy, a little bit shy to try again. And all of this is okay. There was things you had to learn there to carry you forward into the next bits, but don't let it hold you back. Don't let that fear and your comfort zones hold you back. It's okay to go ahead and, you know, stumble forward, even if it's just those tiny little steps, but you have to start making that progress. The situation will improve. You know, things are getting better. So you don't have to stress so much. It's like you're weighing yourself down throughout this whole situation. So release lots of those worries, you know, do that spiritual stuff to feel lighter, and all of a sudden your energy will match the goals you have and everything is going to line up, you know. So taking that time, it's all good. Music, you might like to play music, you might just like listening to music, but they're saying incorporate more music into your life. So um, if you are a Reiki master and you are doing some kind of healing modality, incorporate more music into your sessions, into where people wait, you know, where whatever's appropriate. If you're a coach, play gentle music in the background, you know, start incorporating that part in, because it helps you to stay grounded, and it's going to help your clients as well with your products and services, or when you're creating stuff, if you're a product-based business, help you create things. But use music that connects with the energy that you want those products to have. So like if you are creating massage oil, and you want it to be like a relaxing blend, you shouldn't be listening to heavy metal music, right? You know, they just don't correlate. So kind of get in tune with that. See where and how you can incorporate music into your life a little bit more. Now, you have to also eat more fruits. Last message here for Kapatu. Eating more healthful foods like fruits, vegetables, whole foods, the original fast food, right? They're saying your energy levels are being stifled because of some of your diet choices, because you're rushing through things. So it's time to start making some shifts and finding how you can structure your life to incorporate that easier, because you will feel 10 times better and be able to carry that light for people and reach your goals so much easier. Thank you so much, pile number 2. We'll move on to pile number 3. Pile number 3. So we have the Envy card, all tied up. Angel of Love, emotions, crystals. Your connection to crystals and gemstones is a channel for healing energy, as well as choose a new direction. So I'm feeling a whole lot of heavy energy in this reading. Whatever kind of business that you're trying to take, it's like you're super optimistic. You know, you can see the good side of all of it. You can see the potential, you can see all those things. But there's a lot of stuff standing in your way from being able to make this successful, or at least hit the goals that you have set out. You know, there's the envy card, looking at things, looking at them as better than they are. You know, you can kind of see, looking at the golden, you know, when in actuality it's not so gold and glittering, all tied up, being restricted, you know, really being held back. Emotions card is even really heavy, you know, being all up in your emotions and needing to feel and express them, and very directly choose a new direction. You know, what I'm feeling the most is you have a lot of internal healing that you need to be doing before embarking on this. So now is not the time to pursue this kind of stuff in your business. Whatever it is that you were asking about, it's not the time to go after it. You need to show yourself that love and compassion. You know, taking time with the crystals. You know, really doing that self-healing. If you're into meditation and prayer, start incorporating crystals if you haven't already, and really just start pulling that for yourself. Um, you have this charisma of being able to quote unquote sell anything. You know, there's that energy here where, you know, you say jump, people say how high. You know, there's the crowd there, and the king queen just kind of saying, hey, we're doing this. So that's what's making you feel all that optimism of being able to do it, but you're just not ready to take on more or take this on. There's healing that you have to do. I feel very specifically around your heart. So I don't know if you've lost someone close to you or if there's a relationship that's really struggling right now, but you need to be able to take time for yourself before tying yourself up with this next venture or the direction you're trying to take your business. If you already have a successful business and you're trying to expand or go into a new direction, this isn't the one for you. You know, I'm not feeling like you need to completely shut down the business and not pursue it anymore. I do feel like there's a lot of abundance, and I do feel there's joy here, but not in the direction you're thinking of going. And if it's a brand new business, maybe you just need to start a different business, you know, but it definitely more heart centered, very heart centered. So if you're trying to get into a spiritual business of, say, selling crystals, and it's all about profit for you, and you don't connect in a very like spiritual way with those, you're just going to have a hard time connecting with people that are heart centered about those crystals to sell them. You know, being restricted, trying to make things look like they're all shiny when it's, you know, different on the back end. So really take time to evaluate, are you being too optimistic about this opportunity, this direction that you're going, and process the emotions that are happening in your life, because they're saying there's just a lot and you're trying maybe to run away from those emotions and get a distraction, and that's not what it's about right now. You're really being challenged to face your emotions, face the things that you feel like are failures, and really just process. That's the word that's coming up, is just process all the things, because you're making this a lot more challenging for yourself than it has to be. When you've gone through some of your emotions and you're able to just kind of heal some of the stuff that you're going through, come back to this idea and see if you're ready then to make those choices, to make those shifts. Because it's not that it's a horrible idea, it's that you're not ready. And whether it's you would be so busy and you can't handle it because you're restricted. Say you're a stay-at-home mom and you're trying to start a crystal business. Well, if you all of a sudden you have to do trade shows and you have inconsistent childcare, how is that going to work out for you? You're going to be severely restricted, and things aren't, you're going to be wishing you could be somewhere else when really you do enjoy your time with your kids. It's just a matter of finding that balance, really connecting with your heart. What is the most important to you? Are your kids the most important versus business? Even though business would help move you in a different direction. If your kids are young, now's the time to really spend that time with them when they need you. They need that connection. Yeah, very much like look into your heart, find that spirituality. I'm just feeling really big pulls on the heart. Specific crystals that you can use in self-healing if you're interested would be amethyst, as we can clearly see up in this card. It's all surrounded by amethyst. I'm also hearing rose quartz, kyanite, blue kyanite, tiger's eye, even blue lace agate would work. Those would be the stones for you. From a healing perspective, selenite is always a fantastic choice, and I'm also hearing celestite. So pick and choose which ones. You don't need all those crystals, although like I am a crystal lover, so like I always think we need all the crystals. You don't need all of those. You can pick one of those and connect with its energy and really move you through some of this stuff. And different stones will appeal to different people. So just kind of pick and choose which stones call out to you, or if you already have a couple of those stones, use those. You don't have to make this a huge thing. It's just working on that personal healing. As you work on this, you're going to feel more of that love in your life, because that's a little bit what's lacking, and you're looking for that accolades. You're looking for that attention through business. Like feeling like you're somebody. Maybe you're feeling a little down and out. Trying to show confidence but not feeling it. So,
hi, how are you?
That is what I have for pile number 3. Thank you so much for joining me today. Like I said, please subscribe to my channel. You'll see all the videos that I do post. Like the video if you found it appreciative. Comment. I love to hear what you have to say. And if you have any topic ideas, let me know. I'm happy to do some custom pick-a-card readings as well if it's helpful for everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you again soon. Bye.